Okay, good afternoon. We'll talk about measurement. Well, measurement basically is to find out size of something, size of a line or a size of a plane, size of the coffee I have here, the size of the coffee cup I have here, that refers to the measurement. So, we have various physical quantity that we have to be using some kind of measurement system to find out their measure. And well, one of the easiest quantity to understand is the length. If we have length and we want to measure it, how do we do it? Regardless of its length or the volume or the mass or the area or the time, by the way. If you want to measure this physical quantity, there are two kinds of measuring system. One of them we call non-standard units and another will be standard units. This non-standard units basically refers to like traditional cultural kind of method of measuring quantities. For example, non-standard unit of length will be a span coming from the hand, a foot refers to the foot, a hand. So, this much is a hand long and maybe a cubit this much long. So, these are non-standard unit because different person will have a different length of this. So, if I measure something using my hand, if it is 10, if somebody with a longer hand than mine will measure it, it will be just 8 or 9. So, it depends from person to person. So, it's we call non-standard unit. We want to talk about more standard unit and one of the standard unit of measuring length is English units. So, the unit of length in English unit system is inch, then foot, then yard and then mile. So, 1 foot, 1 inch is 1/12 foot. That means a foot is 12 inches. By yard we mean 3 miles and by mile we mean 50 to 80 miles. And in order to measure length, we use something called scale. This is a nice scale here. It has inches and centimeters. We will talk about centimeter in a second. This ruler can be used to measure something using the English units or another standard unit that is called metric unit, so like centimeters. Okay. Now, volume represents the capacity. So, when I say volume of this cup, I mean how much liquid, how much coffee this cup can hold. So, volume in English unit system is measured by using ounce or cup or pint or quart or gallon. 1 ounce is 1/8 of the cup. That means a cup is 8 ounces and pint is 2 cups, quart is 2 pints and a gallon is 4 quarts. Well, let us look at one example. 1 gallon is 231 cubic inches. So, cubic inches is other unit of measuring volume which we are going to see later on, but 1 gallon is 231 cubic inches, and the question says determine the number of cubic inches in each of the following volume measures. So, 1 quart, our question is 1 quart is how many cubic inches. So, what we know is 1 quart, what we know is 1 gallon. 1 gallon is 4 quarts. That means 1 gallon is the same as 231 cubic inches. So, we can say 231 cubic inches is 4 quarts. Now, the question is determine number of cubic inches in each of the following. So, 1 quart, if 4 quarts make 231 cubic inches, so 1 quart has to be 231 over 4 cubic inches. So, 231 over 4, let us see in the decimal, 231 divided by 4, that will be 5775. So, this will be 5775 cubic inches. Okay. Now, 1 cup. So, 1 cup, again we will do the same thing. We know 1 gallon is 231 cubic inches. So, we may say 231 cubic inches equals 1 gallon. Now, 1 gallon, we have to convert this gallon into cup. So, 1 gallon is 2 pints. 1 gallon is, let me look at the table, 1 gallon is 4 quarts. So, this is 4 quarts, and 1 quart is 2 pints. So, it will be 4 times 2 pints, and that is 8 pints. So, this is 8 pints, and this is the same thing as 8 times 2 cups. So, that means 16 cups. So, that means 16 cups is the same thing as 231 cubic inches. Therefore, we can say 231 divided by 16 cubic inches is the same thing as 1 cup. Well, 231 divided by 16, 231 divided by 16 would be equal to 14.43. So, 1 cup is 14.43 cubic inches. Okay, next, weight. The units for weight in English unit system ounce, pound and ton. Let me look at the table. I don't think I wrote this table correctly. So, this is not foot, this is pound, and 16 ounces, and that is 2,000 pounds. Okay. So, 1 ounce is 1/16 of a pound, and that means 1 pound is 16 ounces, and by ton we mean 2000 pounds. Let us look at one example. How much is 14.3 pounds equals how many ounces? So, we know 1 pound is the same thing as 16 ounces. That means 14.3 pounds will be equal to 16 times 14.3 ounces. That will be equal to 16 times 14.3. So, 16 times 14.3 that is 228.8 ounces. 228.8 ounces. Another physical quantity, another quantity we measure quite frequently in our daily life is temperature, and the English unit of temperature is Fahrenheit. 212 degree Fahrenheit is the temperature when water boils. 98.6 degree Fahrenheit is the temperature of our body. 32 degree Fahrenheit is the temperature when water freezes. Negative 108 degree Fahrenheit is when the dry ice deposits. Negative 312 Fahrenheit is air becomes liquid, and negative 459 Fahrenheit is something what we call absolute zero. We are familiar in United States that our unit of measuring temperature is Fahrenheit. Okay. Now, the next is metric units. Metric unit system is, at least for me and maybe for many other people, is easier unit to understand and to convert from one unit to another. So, in metric unit system we will have a basic unit, and other units smaller or bigger are obtained from the basic unit either by multiplying the basic unit by 10 or dividing the basic unit by 10 or some powers of 10. Powers of 10 means multiplying by 100, multiplying by 1000, multiplying by 10,000 and so on. Basically, in metric system, once we have the basic unit, let me not make it big. For example, if we want to measure the length, the basic unit in metric system will be meters. Then we will talk about kilometer, centimeter, decimeter, decameter and so on. So, basically once we have the basic unit like meter, rest of the units are obtained by putting some prefix, and the very common prefixes are kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi and milli. Kilo refers to 1000 of the basic unit. Hecto represents 100 of the basic unit. Deca represents 10 of the basic units. Deci represents 1/10 of the basic unit. Centi represents 1/100th of the basic unit, and milli represents 1,000, 1/1000 of the basic unit. That means, if we divide the basic unit into 1000 part, each part represent milli. Okay, now let us look at various physical quantity. Let us talk about length. The basic unit of length in metric system is meter. Now, we can say we can have other units, kilometer, hectometer, decameter, decimeter, centimeter and millimeter. According to the table mentioned before, 1 kilometer is nothing more than 1000 meter, hectometer is 100 meter and decameter is 10 meter. Similarly, Similarly, decimeter is 1/10 of a meter, and centimeter is 1/100 of a meter, and millimeter is 1/1000 of a meter. Easy. 10, 100, 1000, 110, 100, 1000. We have all the units per length. Let's look at one problem here. 1 mile, in US we use mile to represent the length. So, 1 mile is about 5/3 of a kilometer. So, a mile is little bit longer than kilometer, 5/3 of a kilometer. It does not look like exactly 2 kilometer, but little bit less than 2 kilometer, more than 1 kilometer. A mile is 5/3 of a kilometer. Let us look at these two questions based on that information. For example, let us say a person walks 3 miles per hour, approximately how many kilometers per hour does the person walk? So, basic question is, if it is 3 miles per hour, how many kilometer per hour? We know that 1 mile equals 5/3 kilometer. That exactly means 3 mile is 3 times 5/3 of a kilometer, which is simply 3 and 3 cancels out. So, 5 kilometer. So, the person is walking 5 kilometer per hour. The person is walking 5 kilometer per hour. Well, another question, a car is traveling 90 kilometer per hour, what is its speed in mile per hour? Now, we want to change from kilometer per hour to mile per hour. In the previous question, we changed from mile per hour to kilometer per hour. So, well, we know 1 mile, I will use the same relation, 1 mile is 5/3 kilometer. 1 mile is 5/3 kilometer. That means the same thing as 3 mile equals 5 kilometer, multiply both side by 3 of the previous equation. So, that gives us 3 mile equal to 5 kilometer. That means 1 kilometer is 3/5 of a mile. 1 kilometer is 3/5 of a mile. That means 90 kilometer is nothing more than 90 times 3/5 of a mile. 90 times 3/5, 18 times 5, 90 divided by 5 is 18. So, this will be 36 mile. 90 kilometer is same thing as 36 mile. Therefore, the car is traveling at 36 kilometer per 36 mile per hour. So, 90 kilometer per hour means 36 mile per hour. I did a mistake. Oh, 18 times 3 is 54. 36, this is 54, sorry. 36 was very small, 90 kilometer per hour, and the car is speeding like it is in the highway. So, it should be around 60. So, it is 54 mile per hour. Okay. So, we looked into few examples where we converted mile to kilometer and kilometer to mile as well. Let us talk about volume. Basic unit of volume is liter. We are talking about metric system. In metric system, the basic unit of volume is liter, and we have a kiloliter, hectoliter, decaliter, deciliter, centiliter and millimeter. And as soon as we remember the table for kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, either it is a volume or a mass or a length, we can use the same approach. So, 1 kiloliter is 1000 liter, kilo refers to 1000, hecto refers to 100. So, 1 hectoliter is 100 liter, 1 decaliter is 10 liter, 1 deciliter is 1/10 liter, 1 centiliter is 1 over 100 liter, and 1 milliliter is 1 over 1000 liter. Okay. In fact, 1 liter refers to volume of a cube. Think of a cubical box whose each side is 10 centimeter long. The volume of that cubical box is what 1 liter is. 1 liter refers to volume of a cubical box whose length is 10 centimeter. Anyway, let us go to mass. Basic unit of mass is gram, and we have kilogram, hectogram, decagram, decigram, centigram and milligram, and we already know the rule of this. 1 kilogram is 1000 gram, hectogram is 100 gram, this is 10 gram, decigram is 1 over 10 gram, 1 over 100 gram, and milligram is 1 over 1000 gram. So, metric system is quite convenient. Now, the temperature in metric system, the temperature is measured using centigrade or Celsius. So, this is a different system. So, water boils in centigrade system, water boils at 100 degree centigrade, and we already know in Fahrenheit unit water boils at 212 Fahrenheit. That means 212 Fahrenheit is the same thing as 100 degree Celsius. Well, in Celsius or centigrade, 37 degree is what our normal body temperature is, and 0 degrees Celsius is the temperature when water freezes. Well, in Fahrenheit system it is 32 degree Fahrenheit. So, 32 degree Fahrenheit is the same thing as 0 degree centigrade or Celsius. Well, now international system of units. There is a system of unit that is used internationally, and the international system of units are sometimes called SI unit, international system, SI units, and SI units nothing more than the metric system. Metric system together with other units like time. Time is the basic unit of time is second, then we have minutes 60 second, and then we have hour 60 minute. Second is international. Second is the basic unit of time in international system of unit. Electric current, light intensity is they use candela to represent the basic unit of light intensity. And if you have taken any chemistry course, you already know we have something called molecular weight of different molecules, and the molecular weights is measured using mole. So, basically international system is almost the same thing as metric system. Next, area and perimeter. Well, let us talk about area. Standard unit of area is square unit. By saying square unit, what I am saying is area could be square inch, square mile. If the unit is mile, area is square mile. If unit of length is mile, unit of area is square mile. If unit of length is kilometer, then unit of area is square kilometer. So, standard unit of area is square units. Whatever the unit we are using, square unit will be the units of area. In English system, the basic unit of area will be square foot, because in English system the basic unit of length is foot. So, the basic unit of area is square foot. Well, in English unit system we have square inch, square foot, square yard, acre, square mile. 1 square inch is 1 over 144 square foot. Square foot, 1 square foot is 100 and therefore 1 square foot is 144 square inch. Square inch. 1 square yard is 9 square foot. 1 acre is 560 square foot, and 1 square mile is, oh my gosh, 27, this big number square foot. Look, English's unit system is little complex. Now let us look at the metric one. Metric is easy. So, in metric system the basic unit will be square meter. Basic unit will be square meter, and square millimeter is 1 over 100 of square centimeter. Square centimeter is 100 square millimeter. Square meter is 1000 square centimeter, and square mile, square not mile, square kilometer. Square kilometer is this big square meters. Well, the nice thing is everything is powers of 10. You are dividing by 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 and so on, or you are multiplying by 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, 100,000, million and so on. Well, we will talk about the perimeter and their calculation in the next video. If you have any question, let me know. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.